Jumping into our first headline topic. Come at me, Twitch! I have violated your terms of service for years, and I shall continue to do so until such time as you kick me off your platform and I give exactly this many cares. Twitch updated its terms of service with new rules on sponsorships and multi-streaming on Tuesday. And that, my friends, was when all hell broke loose. Luke, were you following this in real time?
Yeah, actually, the amount of streamers that had already abandoned ship was amazing.
Yeah, and not just that, but just all you had to do was tweet, "I am angry about Twitch right now," and you could immediately
get all the engagement.
10,000 upvotes on whatever social media platform is the flavor of the week these days. The new branded content policy guidelines prohibited all burned in or pre-edited videos, banners, and audio ads, and limited the size of advertiser logos to 3% of the screen. Twitch also prohibited the promotion of a bunch of products ranging from vape pens to male enhancement products. Let me tell you guys that this is not the first time that a platform has either changed or made the decision to suddenly start enforcing their policies when it comes to content creators promoting brands in a given way. I don't know if you remember this very well, Luke, but it was back in, I think, about 2015, I want to say, that YouTube sent out, or rather, I think it was leaked, but YouTube sent out or created this deck that had some changes to the way that they were handling third-party logos and branded content embedded in videos. And that was actually a huge part of what made us go on to Vessel. I was about to say Vessi. It's been a very long week. That was a big part of what made us join Vessel, the early access video platform that was, in a way, the predecessor to Flowplane.com. Do you remember that? Okay, I'm a little rusty on the details, but I think it was something along the lines of you were no longer allowed to have a brand logo in your content unless that brand also bought out all of YouTube's own advertising options. Yeah. So that would have included the little pop-up things that came up at the bottom back then. That would have included, like, I think,
and the side banners.
Yeah, banners on the side. Remember, this was a long time ago. This was like 8 years ago. And then I think there was some other weird stuff too. Right. It couldn't be pre-recorded. It had to be integral to the content. Now, making your sponsor reads integral to the content is still recommended by YouTube personnel. But at that time, they said basically that it would result in some kind of punitive action against your channel. So that was when we started recording our sponsor spots ourselves rather than just doing or live, like as part of our A-roll, rather than just doing them as voiceovers with animations. So I think it was that you couldn't have like pre-baked anything, even if it was something created for yourself. Now, what happened with YouTube was there was not the same kind of community backlash. I gotta say, it's pretty cool to see the community going to bat for Twitch creators and standing up for their favorite millionaire underdogs here. Saying, obviously, I'm being a little facetious here. I do think it's pretty crap for a platform to basically say, yeah, here's the terms of engagement. Go ahead and build your business on our platform, and then go, rug pull, just kidding. We're going to change how this works. That sucks. And I do think it's cool that the community stood up for creators. But that wasn't present back then. And so you're probably wondering, okay, why did all of that disappear? And I think a big part of it was just pushback from creators themselves, because YouTube never formally changed any of that, but they just quietly never enforced it at all, which, I don't know, maybe was what Twitch was planning here. Anyway, coming back to the changes on Tuesday. Additionally, a previous policy that banned Twitch partners and affiliates from simultaneously streaming on other Twitch-like platforms was expanded to all users. That's a big one. Basically telling people who aren't even, you know, your favorite underdog millionaire yet that you better put all your eggs in this basket or you're done. You're out. Forget it. That is
Which is interesting timing, considering the amount of alternative streaming platforms that there are now. Like there's actually a lot, and I don't just mean like
I get a kick out of the timing. Hey, hey-oh. This delay is going to kill us today, I think. Anyway,
it's gonna be really rough.
Many popular streamers. This says select out. Riley is actually updating this topic in real time. Riley, it's the end of the day. Go home. He's probably already gone home. Anyway, the point is, many popular streamers something out of the affiliate program for this reason. Yeah, so the most followed Twitch streamer, Richard Blevins, aka Ninja, is not an affiliate. Twitch has likewise struggled with the long-standing issue of popular streamers focusing more and more on YouTube as a more reliable revenue source. Yeah, so you can see why they might want to crack down on this, but being a more restrictive platform is not how you get new people. That's not how you get the next Ninja or the next Shroud or the next Dr. Disrespect. Did I intentionally choose people who have had complicated relationships with Twitch over the years? Yes, I did. But that's not how you get the next big streamer to start on your platform, by being restrictive and saying, yeah, well, you're making literally $0. You need to stream exclusively to Twitch. That's kind of ridiculous. Twitch claimed...
It feels very much like a move that a company might do when they're in their kind of death throes. You're seeing a lot of people leave the platform, whether it's because of big money from Kick, or if it's because of just potential opportunity on YouTube or something like that. And being very greedy and restrictive about their creators is not surprising when they're the losing team currently. I was thinking a couple days ago about how interesting it is that Twitch used to have, in my opinion, one of the most hardcore dedicated fan bases of any of the creator websites. If you remember back with the Bleed Purple campaign, they had an extremely strong following back then, and they have just completely lost it over the course of like 6 years.
And it's funny because I don't think that Twitch's culture has gotten more toxic. If anything, I think it's just that more things have come to light and they've pivoted to being, I guess, a little more, yeah, I'm trying to think. I was about to say they've pivoted to being a little bit more structured in terms of enforcement. But if anything, that would be a good thing. I mean, Twitch was all over the place when it came to creator bans, when it came to community moderation. They kind of always sucked. How is it that we're just kind of figuring it out now?
It feels like they care less now. I don't know if that's actually true or not. I do know that a lot of the original people that were around when the Amazon buyout happened are now gone because their shares finished vesting and then they just took off.
Yeah.
So I strongly feel like that's part of it, but I don't actually know. I don't have communication with anyone internally. So, yeah.
So the new guidelines then. Oh, Twitch claimed that the new policy was consistent with other services. That's only partially true. YouTube does restrict embedded third-party sponsored content, but it doesn't limit the size of sponsor logos and doesn't limit multi-streaming. It also allows limited monetization for adult-themed or sensitive sponsor products. The new policy likewise threatens the viability of charity streams and esports events, which is hilarious on a platform like Twitch. The new guidelines were met with immediate backlash and threats of a streamer boycott, to which Twitch quickly folded, apologizing for, and this is great, the policy being overly broad and promising to rewrite the guidelines to be clearer. So then the next day, it's actually kind of amazing how quickly they turned this around, and really speaks to how loud the backlash was. On Wednesday, Twitch released new branded content policy guidelines, which removed the controversial changes, at least the ones concerning burned-in content. The ban on simulcasting and prohibited products, though, are unchanged, which is why Ninja is now streaming on Kick, not Twitch. Wait, really? I'm going to admit that I have no idea how big Ninja is these days, but apparently this is big enough news that Jake Lucky here tweeted this. It's got 1.1 million views, whatever that means, but 6,600 likes.
Be super big news for him to do that.
Wow, okay. Started streaming on Kick. Man, Kick is a weird one, hey? The fact that they just blatantly ripped off the Twitch source code leak and then are just kind of throwing crypto money at streamers to move to this platform. I mean, I would have thought that Twitch was not unassailable, but not assailable by anyone other than maybe YouTube. I mean, I even mocked YouTube's efforts back in the day just because, like you said, Twitch had that mind share. They had that community sentiment, and they've just thrown it away. Can you think of
if you were a streamer, you streamed on Twitch. It was an absolute.
Well, you streamed on Twitch, and you were huge on Twitch, or you were a nobody on Twitch or a nobody somewhere else. That was basically it. I mean, can you think of a platform that has thrown away the same amount of goodwill as Twitch has over the last few years? And Twitter doesn't count. Too obvious. Too obvious.
I honestly don't even know if Twitter would be as big, because the users on Twitter are probably just as mad or even more mad.
Well, they hated Twitter already.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of them hated Twitter already. And a lot of these Twitch streamers are actually going somewhere else and finding success right now.
And Facebook,
in my opinion, a lot of the people that have left Twitter, these other services aren't really matching up, so it just doesn't really matter.
And
people are saying Reddit. Yeah, but again, people aren't offboarding anywhere else. They're just...
No, I meant thrown away goodwill, though. Like, Facebook's thrown away a lot of goodwill, but I feel like Facebook only had a very narrow window of goodwill there, and that was a long time ago. That certainly hasn't happened in the last few years. It's been ages. I mean, I'd say Instagram has thrown away a lot of goodwill. People loved Instagram, and now it's basically like, Instagram, forget about it. It's too many ads. Right? Pretty much ever since the Facebook
that is also
acquisition.
I was going to say that is also Facebook.
Yeah. So, okay. Tumblr would be a good example. Netflix. Man. Okay, Netflix is a good one. Props to Top Gear 1224 in the float plane chat. Netflix, through hiking rates, through cracking down on password sharing, and this one's a bit of a slower burn, but I feel like it's all kind of come to a head as users have felt more and more just disposable and disrespected by Netflix. But the way that they release a season or a couple seasons of a show, leave it on a cliffhanger, and then just cancel it, that sucks. That makes me feel so uninvested in anything that they do that's serialized content. Movies, fine. It's a one and done. It's throwaway. But TV shows, I just feel like I might as well not even bother watching anything, because you're not going to finish telling the story. You're never going to finish telling the story, and I'm going to be left with a blue remote.
Yeah. I don't even like watching TV all that much, but there was the Daredevil show on Netflix, Daredevil and the Punisher, and I actually really liked that. And then it just never came back. I've heard rumors that it might be coming back again now, but like, it's just such a common theme that you hear people are like really excited, really enthused about a particular Netflix show, and then it just disappears.
I mean, that one I can kind of see, because it's probably reliant on streaming rights and IP rights with Disney, who, you know, low-key has their own streaming platform now that they've been competing with Netflix directly with. It got canceled
way before that, though.
But it is far from isolated, and so if that's the straw that broke your back, then I totally get it, because it's not like they haven't canceled 100 other shows without tying them up in a nice little bow. Back to the Twitch thing, though. Given the suddenness and confusion of the situation, it's unclear who, if anyone, has actually left or still plans to leave. Twitch's partnership program charges a $25 fee for affiliates that leave the program. And I had a lot of people asking us, you know, what are we going to do? Particularly on Tuesday before Twitch had backpedaled. And the answer, if I wasn't clear earlier on in the show, is that we're going to keep doing what we do, and we're not going to care at all. If Twitch decides at some point to issue some kind of strike to our channel or kick us out of the partner program or whatever the case may be, the first thing I'm going to do is figure out if we even have a Twitch contact, because I don't think we do at this point. Then, if I find a Twitch contact, I'm going to see if I can find our contract with Twitch, which is a special, awesome contract that I don't think literally anyone else on earth actually has, that gives us the right to simultaneously stream to other platforms. Because I was like, no. And they were like, okay. When I said, look, we're not going to agree to exclusively stream to Twitch. That's just actually not how this is going to work. We're YouTube first, and you guys want to be our MCN on YouTube or whatever. Well, you can't come in, be our MCN on YouTube, and then tell us we can't stream to YouTube anymore. It's ridiculous. What are you trying to do, hurt our business? And they're like, okay. So as far as I can tell, that whole endeavor where Twitch wanted to be a YouTube MCN was spun up and sunsetted within a span of like 3 to 6 months. So I don't think they ever actually signed anyone else. So what I'll do is I will send our contract that entitles us to stream to multiple platforms, including Twitch at the same time. And then if they refuse to honor that contract, realistically, look, guys, you heard it here first. I'm not going to involve a lawyer. It's not worth my time. It's not worth the money. We make like, I mean, I don't even know. How do I find out how much money we make on Twitch? I don't even know. Here, revenue, earnings. Here we go. In the last month, since May 11th, we made $800 on Twitch, which is like fine, you know.
For a big company.
Like that's, no, I mean, look, hey, $800 is $800. Shout out our dedicated viewers over on Twitch, scumbags that they are, for sending bits or gifting subscriptions or whatever the crap it is that however people make money on Twitch. I have no idea. I don't even care, because it's $800, which is awesome. Thank you. But also that is not even it's not even a rounding error. It doesn't even make it to be rounded for us. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I just mean that we have 120 employees. So $800 a month would be less than 10 grand a year. That would not even pay. Okay, this is US dollars. Hold on. I don't want to screw up this math here. That would be at best a third of a person's salary here in Canada, assuming that we were paying just marginally above minimum wage.
Would that cover the snacks?
You know what? That is a terrific question to which I do not know the answer. But I suspect you are right. We probably spend more on office snacks than we make on Twitch.
Amazing.
Yeah, in a month, $800. Yeah, we almost certainly spend more on snacks. So there you go. Love you, Twitch viewers, but you don't matter. That's why I make fun of you all the time. Love you guys, though. Love you guys, but you don't matter. So yeah, if we no longer stream on Twitch, then that doesn't matter. We'll stream on YouTube, we'll stream on Floatplane, and we're not going to worry about it anymore.